friend asked me to customize his '89 Batmobile by Jazz Inc. He thought the side silver exhaust sections looked a little too bright, so now they look like this. If you're interested in seeing the whole process, stay tuned, and then you can also tell me, what do you think? Welcome back to Metamorphic Customs. I'm Desi, and this Batmobile barely fit on my workshop desk, but hey, we made it happen. So the first thing we got to do here is mask off the areas around the silver part we're going to paint. I hate this part, but it's got to be done. So let's just quickly roll through this, and you get the point. I'm going to use FW ink, as I usually do. This is just straight black. And the idea here is to create some shade, and really it represents dirt and grime, just kind of building up here on the side exhaust, if you will, or area. So I just apply it fairly liberally, but trying for some shades, especially in the dark recesses. It's important not to go too overboard, but we do need to darken this up if we want the following steps to actually pop and have an effect. Speaking of, we're going to use Vallejo aluminum from their Model Air color range and an old sponge. And you guys have seen this before. So you kind of just dab the sponge in the paint, and you kind of brush most of it off or dab most of it off, and you're going to come back and lightly just dab all the silver parts to create this chipping and pitting, as you can see here. Obviously this is really sped up, but you guys get the point. It's also good to pull and drag the sponge to create small, tiny micro scratches, which I'll also create with a very 00 size brush. And afterwards, I'm going to come in with Secret Weapon Miniatures Golden Brown Wash. I'm going to apply with an airbrush in certain recesses for the colored carbon scoring. I'll also switch to Sapphire, using the same brand of paints here. And again, I'm just going to go over the brown areas to create that carbon color scoring. And then I'll finish that off with a Flesh Wash color. Again, same brand of washes here. And I'm just going to go over the areas I've already hit to create those subtle color tones and changes there. Then I'll come back with the sponge one more time just to give it that extra layer of silver pitting and chips. And then I'll move on to the rims. All I'm doing here again is with that FW black ink, creating some dust, shade, and grime so that I can later come in with a sponge and pop up those highlights, those dents, those scratches. I'm using a copper color from Vallejo Metal Color here. I'll do the same thing with the brushes, same color. Just create some fine scratches and some detail, give it some character, right? It's not brand new. Batman's been using this for a while, and he might have curved the rims a little bit. Can't blame him. When you're fighting crime, you do your best. So again, just a lot of micro scratches, nothing too overboard, right? The rim is still very operable, no holes, nothing like that. We're going to move on to these machine guns up on the top here, and we're just going to use a dry brush method with Vallejo aluminum, which is the same color we were using with the sponging technique before. And of course, we'll also do it with the fine brush to create more scratches. Along the edges, edge highlighting works wonderfully. And if you can believe, the ammo belts are molded in black, so we're going to use some Vallejo, again, model color bronze. You can kind of note the brand I enjoy here. But we're going to use that bronze to color in the cartridge casings on both sides, obviously, and the bottom and the top, and then we'll come back with, again, with that aluminum color and color the, I guess, the ammo clip section, what is the actual, forms the actual belt. And then we'll use Citadel Nuln Oil, which is a great wash. It's basically just black paint and water, right? But this one works really well. Check it out, before and after. Much better. Then we'll move on to the bat signals, which will eventually be placed on the rims. We're going to do the same thing, darken it up with some FW black ink, and that'll allow us to come in with that aluminum color again in the sponge and create some pitting, chips, scratches, and so on. We'll do the same thing for the steering wheel, exact same method, Those two colors, black and silver, will go a long way. Or should I say black and aluminum? And again, with the brush here, let's hit all the edges with the side of the brush, the side of the bristles. Very easy, and then come back and put some scratches. Same thing we've been doing. You'll start to see should have already started to see the pattern here, right? And then we'll go to these exhaust ports that will be placed in the back of the vehicle. Same thing once more. FW black ink, darken it up, come in with the sponge and that aluminum silver color, and just repeat the process. And that's about it. Quick and simple, and a very fast way to add some character and uniqueness to your own model. Let's take a look at it again. This is what it looked like before. Rather bright, still great, but if you want to customize it a little bit, weather it up, you could make it look like this. Now, you might think one or the other looks better. That's up to you. You let me know. Did my friend make a good decision having me do this? I don't know. You tell me. Here's the other side. Personally, I kind of like it, but I'm a little biased. I did it right, so. And here we have the rim before, where it's just that nice bronze copper color. And then after, a little darkened with subtle chips and scratches, and little pop marks wherever rocks may have hit it. Also the gas cap, I did do this, same method, before and after. And this is the before of the machine gun at the top. And here we have the after with the colored in ammo belt. Also, I didn't record this process, but you guys know how I did it. Here's the thruster on the back, as well as the exhaust ports, which you did see the exhaust ports. You just didn't see me do the thruster. I think ultimately, the entire thing looks pretty cool. Not that it didn't look cool before, but the darkened areas do almost look natural. Almost as if they were supposed to be that way. So was it a good idea to customize this now sold out 89 Batmobile? Let me know what you think. If you like this, give me a like. Give me a dislike if you disliked it. Let me know what you would have done better or if you wouldn't have touched it. And ultimately, please subscribe if you want to see the next video. Hit that bell notification and you'll be notified. Until then, stay crafted.